You have honestly got to be kidding me. How many times us as Met fans have to live through this same nightmare over and over and over again? I'm tired of it. I'm sure you're tired of it. And it's almost as if we are up 1 run in the 7th inning tonight. And Carlos Mendoza, out of all people, says, you know what? I'm going to punt this game. It's the 7th inning of a 1-run ball game. And who does Carlos Mendoza go to? The savior himself, Ryan Helsley. You know what? I was thinking, you know what, Ray? Maybe it is me. Maybe I'm not looking into the numbers good enough to understand where Carlos Mendoza is at. We all know he can't throw strikes, and we all know when he does throw strikes, he gets lit up. So let's call a spade a spade. I think it's time to call a spade a spade. Coming into today, and let's not even count 9-1. Yeah, 2 days ago, they bring him in against Detroit, and he gets racked for a run right away after giving up 2 hits in 2/3 of an inning in the month of September after acquiring him. 9 2/3 with a 9.31 ERA. What about that tells you this guy is ready for the high-end situation? And yeah, I know a lot of Met fans are going to sit here and say, Ray, we won 2 of 3. I'm trying to win every single game. And the amount of games this manager has punted should put his butt right on the hot seat. Because let's be real. How many games has Ryan Helsley cost us this year? How many? And I know we were down 1 today, but bringing him in, I tweeted it out right away. Here we go. ... I turned off the radio. I turned off the game. I came back 2 minutes later after going into the store, and I see, boop, gives up the big home run. It is something that has become way too common of an occurrence, and Carlos Mendoza is the person to blame for putting this guy in high leverage situations when he's not a high leverage reliever. And I'll tell you another thing. We had Carlos Mendoza post game. It actually infuriates me at this point. Absolutely infuriates me at this point. We got a player quote from Clay Holmes. And then you have Carlos Mendoza saying, this guy's a big league closer. How many times do we need to hear this? Quote, Carlos Mendoza after the game. This guy is a big league closer. Big league players are going to go through stretches where it's hard. This guy is built for it. You've got to be kidding me. Here's his reminder. Since the New York Mets acquired him, Ryan Helsley's got 10 in a third innings, 14 earned runs, and a 12.10 ERA. What am I looking at that Carlos Mendoza is not? Where is the accountability? The fact this guy has blown 7, 8, 9, however many games, and we're still using him in the final innings of the game is simply unacceptable. And then we get Clay Holmes after the game. Quote, we all have a lot of confidence in Ryan. He has the makeup. He has the work ethic. You've got to keep moving forward and keep believing in yourself. I am so tired of hearing you got the work ethic. He's got the stuff. When is it time to look at the results and say he is not good? You know, I spoke to a source after the game today who's at every single game at Citi Field, and I can't reveal who they are, but even they said it's time to DFA this guy. He cannot be on the postseason roster. You're fighting for playoff position. It is still a realistic possibility that the Mets could theoretically get the top wild card seed and get some home playoff games. But no, this manager has the size 15 shoe on with the cleats and punts way too much. I mean, I've been calling it for 3 months now. And a lot of Mets fans get on me and say, Ray, you're wrong. It's not about punting. You got to play for tomorrow. What about the day before? What about the day before? The Mets blew out Detroit. All their high-end relievers are good. Gregory Soto comes in, gives you a nice, inning and a third, I believe, today. So Gregory Soto gives you an inning and a third, no earned runs. I'd rather see Justin Hageman at this point, an inning and a third, no runs. Ryan Helsley today, 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits and a walk and 3 earned runs. You knew right off the bat when he gives up the hit, then he walks, you knew it was over. And the fact he got to face a 4th batter is another indictment on this manager. You have to know when you're bringing in Ryan Helsley into a game, you better have somebody warming up behind him. The fact that Edwin Diaz has not had to pitch and he's sitting in the pen, it's frustrating. And I know Diaz isn't coming in the 7th, but I'd rather see Tyler Rogers. I'd rather see Brooks Raley. I'd rather see Hageman. I'd rather see literally anybody come out of the pen in the 7th inning except for that weak excuse, Hell's Bells. My gosh, I will never forget this last weekend. I'm at Jonah Tung's introductory game, his first game, and Hell's Bells came over, and the entire stadium at once erupted into boos. Not me, I'm not one of those guys, but I totally get it. The Met, he is not built for New York. And it's funny. I saw a tweet out there today. I forgot who it was, but they're like, all this guy's doing is costing him money. I don't care if he's costing himself money in the offseason. This also goes on David Stearns. Let's be real. You traded for Cedric Mullins. There are other options out there. Mullins has been okay. He's an upgrade over Taylor. I'll give him a C on that. I'll give him a B on the Tyler Rogers. But Helsley, you gave up the most for this guy, and it's a straight up F. You can't trade for a guy like that and give up what you gave up and him not make the postseason roster. At this point, bring up Brandon Sproat. Send Sean Manaea's ass to the bullpen. I'm so sick and tired of this seesaw. And we get the report earlier it was either last night or earlier this morning. The New York Mets are asking Kodai Senga to go down to the minors. He has the right of refusal. You think he's going to go to AAA? I don't. But think at the position we're in right now. We all knew we needed just a serviceable starting pitcher. And you know what I think is going to end up happening? Our $25 million a year man and Sean Manaea, $25 million over 3 years, is going to go to the pen, and we're going to see guys like Tyler McGill up here rather than Brandon Sproat. Because we know we need the help at the back end of that bullpen. I am just blown away at what a failure Ryan Helsley has been, and I am 100% putting that trade on David Stearns and the usage on Carlos Mendoza. You can't bring him in that game. You know it. He has shown you his colors. Let's go through the game log. All right? Let's go through the game log. Earn runs. Let's go Atlanta as of 8/14. 2. Let's break it down. You have a Milwaukee gives up 1. Atlanta gives up 2. Seattle gives up 2. Then 0. Atlanta gives up 3. Then Philly gives up 0. Then against Philly gives up 2. Then 0 against Miami. Yes, 2 days ago, 1 against Detroit and 3 against Detroit today. More often than not, he gives up a run. Think about that. More than 50% of the time, this guy's going to allow a run. How are you using him in the 7th? He should be in the Ryan. At this point, I'd rather see Ryan Static. I can't believe I'm even saying that. But at this point, where do you go? It should literally be anybody but Helsley. But the Mets keep going to them. Just will keep going to them. And today's comments post-game by Mendoza shows you he's going to go to him again on Friday. You got a big series coming up. He's going to go to him again this weekend. Because you know how I know that? Look at what Kodai Senga. Right away, Carlos Mendoza was non-committal. We don't know. Next time through the rotation, it's something we got to discuss in-house. No, it was none of that. We trust this guy. He's a closer. He's built for this. He's made of stone. He throws hard. You know what teams have figured out with Ryan Helsley? And don't give me the crap about him tipping pitches. Teams have figured it out. He can't throw. The only other pitch he throws, mostly, a slider for a strike. Just can't do it. It's got no bite. And Hernandez was talking about it. Not a big enough differential than the fastball. So teams just sit fastball, know it's coming. And we all know when you throw a straight fastball at the major league level, ecstatic. Him and Helsley both throw 100 miles an hour and they get lit the hell up every time they go out there, at least in high leverage. It's an issue. And I don't see this manager pivoting to a different way, and that is extremely concerning. There's one thing to defend your players, there's another to stick by, and there's another to be negligent in the way you handle them. And the way Carlos Mendoza is handling the back end of this bullpen is negligent. You would have had Diaz for 2 innings today. Let's be real. You didn't pitch the day before, and he's off tomorrow. You could have had him for 2 innings. Go to anybody else. We all knew what was going to happen when Helsley came in the game. It's beyond infuriating because you look at what this team's doing. The Juan Soto's hitting 5 home runs in 5 games. Pete Alonso, 2 home runs yesterday. You're looking down at the minors. Francisco Alvarez hits a grand salami today. He's looking good down there. Jet Williams hits his 3rd AAA home run already today. Carson Benj is lighting it up. A lot of the prospects are looking good, so the future looks bright, but we're focused on now. Are you telling me Dylan Ross can't come up here and do any better than Ryan Helsley? The guy's striking out 17 plus per 9. I don't care. He walks guys. Helsley does that. At least Ross strikes guys out. At least he gets swings and misses. Ryan Helsley throws 103 miles an hour and guys are turning on it. And Carlos Mendoza says, well, I'm just going to go to him again. Let's just keep going to Ryan Helsley. It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to get to a couple of your guys' comments here. Do me the best of favor if you can on YouTube and Facebook. Smash that like button. Consider becoming a member of the channel. It's the best way to support us, even if you want to just throw your support behind it if you're not getting involved in the chats. We do have some plans for some great guests coming up. So if you want to be guaranteed and locked in to get involved in the conversation, check it out. And with that said, oh, man. It's just, what a disappointing loss today. George Helsley has turned into another Stanek. Just can't trust him in a tight game. George, bro, it's been that way for a very long time. We're talking at least 3 weeks. And it's not just a stretch. I don't want to hear it's a stretch. Carlos Mendoza says it's just a stretch. How many relievers do you know that go a month and a half having a 12.5 ERA? Maybe I'm wrong. D says, why, Mendoza? Why do you bring him in 1-run game? And we're off tomorrow. I don't understand. Stan says he's not a good manager. Look, I like Mendoza as a manager. I've seen way worse. We've been around for the Mickey Callaways, the Luis Rojas. Those guys were bad. He's not them. But he's also not Buck Showalter, and he's not Terry Collins. Hell, he's not even Aaron Boone across the way. I'm sitting there. There's nothing more frustrating when you're watching a player come into a game before they throw the first pitch, your stomach sinks because you know there's probably a 60% chance they're going to throw this game away. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Frank, players always back players. I get that, Frank. I'm not saying you're wrong. What are you supposed to say? Kind of in a tough situation, but that is when you rely on a manager to bring the heat or at least send a message which hasn't been sent clearly. First it was he can't throw strikes. Now it's he's tipping his pitches. Is he tipping his pitches when he's walking guys and can't throw strikes? Every single count's 3-2. Is he tipping pitches? I don't think so. What's going on, Scott? One of our members over there. Appreciate you being a member, Scott. Stanek and Helsley are unpitchable. And you know what's wild? They still bring Stanek in close games, and they are going to continue to bring Helsley in. I'm wondering if this is a type of a mode where they feel the need to justify this trade. I mean, us as Met fans, we're ecstatic at the trade deadline. We're always doing the B crap. We get the B players. We get the Daniel Vogelbacks. That's who we get. We thought we got front of the line. Look, you want to say Stearns took a big swing and missed at the deadline? Fine. I'll give you that. Big swing and miss. But at the end of the day, Stearns being paid $10 million to make the right move. And a lot of moves he's made have not worked out. Frankie Montas, big contract, failure. Sean Manaea, so far, big contract. I know a lot of people are going to get on me. Hasn't worked out. I don't want to hear about the injury nonsense. He's pitching. That means he's healthy. I don't want to hear anything else. If you're not healthy, don't pitch. Contract looks bad right now. He's being paid like a bona fide ace through $50 million over the next 2 years. I don't want to hear it. Montas, Manaea, terrible. I'll give you the Clay Holmes contract. It's up to par. Not great, not terrible. 4th, 5th type guy. We'll give you a solid outing here or there. Fine. I will give you that. Ryan Helsley trade? No. Cedric Mullins, as of now, probably not living up to it, especially defensively. Just very frustrating. Bringing back Ryan Stanek? How's that working out? You know, we all know what this team needs. And yes, McLean, who we'll get to in 1 second, is a big part of it. I understand that. I'm no fool. But this team needs another frontline starter in the offseason and some serious bullpen help. But with that said, I want to get to our next segment. The folks over at MLB Network did a little bit of a deep dive into Nolan McLean. I thought it was pretty cool, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Let's give it a peek.
Again, terrific for the Mets yesterday. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. It was a blowout against the Tigers, but he's 4-0 with a 1.37, Joel. This kid's terrific. I think this guy's a Game 1 playoff starter right now. It's either going to be him or David Peterson.
I said it on the stream, and a lot of people thought I was nuts. He's already the ace of this staff. Make no bones about it. The moxie's there, the bravado's there, the confidence is there, I'm coming at you and there's nothing you could do about it is there. He finally, and I'm glad to see he struggled early on yesterday because I wanted to see when he gets smacked in the mouth, how does he react? And he reacted beautifully yesterday.
Those are the 2 most trustworthy guys in a rotation where Manaea and Senga have not pitched well and were expected to be the 1-2. And I thought yesterday was important to see why. He struggled. Yeah. First time he struggled, and then he got his act together and shut the Tigers down after that initial problem. It was a mature outing with a guy with great stuff. I mean,
That's exactly what I'm saying. A mature outing from a guy with great stuff. Great to see. I wanted to give you guys that little tidbit. So, because I know a lot of people say, oh, New York, you're in your own world. You don't see what the rest of the league sees. I thought it was pretty cool to see that. We'll get to 1 or 2 more comments. See what we got going on here. I hope everybody's doing well in the chat. Do me a favor as Siri starts going off. Sorry, excuse me for that. Oh, yeah. Nolan is a stud. Absolutely, Rick. Absolutely. We'll finish it off with Kev. Kev says, we will do whatever in spite of Mendoza, not because of him. And a lot of people feel that way. Let's be real. Let's call it a buck. But we got the off day tomorrow. Time to regroup. Big series. Make sure you guys tune in live for our post games. We've been doing it after every single game. Like this video and make sure you turn those notifications on because a lot of times we schedule these lives ahead of time. So that way you get notified. You get in here first and get your comments read right away. But that's all I got for you guys. Thanks so much for sticking around and let's go Mets. Peace.